of the Butterfly Diaries podcast. I'm your host, Farah Voltaire. If this is your first time being on the show, hello, welcome. And if this is your first time hearing me on a podcast platform, hello, thank you for listening. You can go ahead and like, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you haven't on a podcast platform, go ahead and like, rate, and download this episode. Okay, butterflies, let's get right into the topic. Listen, this year we're already almost in February. Can you guys believe that? Like, we're already almost in February. It's insane. But the last few weeks we've been talking so much about mindset and prayer and preparation, preparing our spirit for the year. And now that I got you guys right where I need you, let's talk about planning. So just like the title reads, Dear Diary, let's plan. Yes. So today I really want to talk to you guys about planning and about delegating your time well and about just good stuff. So go ahead and get your pen and your paper out, because what are we doing? Learning. Okay, so we're gonna learn a little bit more today. So I'm gonna give you guys a really quick sneak peek into my life and what I do on a daily basis to make sure that I'm not losing my mind, juggling the pod, my regular job, and other hobbies and activities, and also being at the church and everything like that. So I have a lot of things, a lot of different moving parts in my life right now, but I have a way of organizing it. So one thing I want to tell you guys, butterflies, please organize. Be organized. If that's one thing you struggle with, I want to implore that you learn how to organize. And don't learn how to organize based just on somebody else, but on your personality and how you feel. For example, when I organize, I sit down at the end of the week and I open my calendar and I open my phone and I make a list of things that I know that need to be done. I don't try to overload myself, and we're going to get there. But I don't try to overload myself, but I try to break it down into small parts. So you need to have a macro goal. What is a macro goal? It's one large goal that you want to reach and one you want to be able to reach by a certain endpoint, right? So for me, for example, my macro goal is to gain 50 subscribers by the end of this month, which I still believe is achievable, right? Butterflies, as long as you share and like and subscribe to this channel, we can get there. but that's a macro goal for me. What are my mini goals building to that macro goal? Dropping 2 episodes a week and making sure that they're on time and I'm doing everything I need to do to build up to that macro goal, right? So that's for an example. Organize yourself. Try to organize your thoughts as well. We have to surrender our mind to God, right? God gives us a sound mind, but we also need to know that there is a real enemy out there, and he does not want us to be successful whatsoever. And because of that, we need to know how to surrender our thoughts and our mind to God so that we may operate out of a sound mind and we're not stressed and overwhelmed. And this is why I said break your macro goal down into mini goals. That way you can reach your ultimate goal, okay? And surrender your mind unto God. We don't want to rush, right? That as well. So slow down. Take your time. Don't rush yourself, okay? Take your time every day. I know that in the world that we're living in right now, in social media right now, everybody is trying to hurry up and be the next big thing. But right now, that's not what you need. You need to go slow. Take your time, especially if you're starting a new hobby, if you're starting a new job, if you're starting a new business. Take your time and learn as much as you can, pick up as much as you can, right? So now we're going to get down to the planning part of everything, the let's plan part. So butterflies, everybody has their own way of kind of planning and organizing their calendar and their time. But one thing I do want to tell y'all is that in order for us to be better stewards of our time, we need to know how much time we have in a day. Most people would work 9 to 5s, and sometimes they do overtime throughout their day, and they're like, well, where am I going to have time to start a business, or where am I going to have time to run a podcast, or when am I going to have time to have a hobby? It's all about what is important to you in your own personal life. What do you want to be known for? What do you want to get done? And what does God want for you? And this is where I'm going to implore that you go ahead and go fast and you pray and you seek God on those things and you ask God, hey, Lord, what is it that you want from me in this season? Do you need me to focus on on another career? Do you need me to focus on my job? Do you need me to focus on building a business or a podcast? Where exactly do you want my focus in this season, Lord? And the more that you fast, the more that you pray, the more clarity you will receive, and the more he will order your steps. So butterflies, number 3, let the Lord order you. Let him guide you and let him order your steps, okay? Do not do anything in this year without him. And that's why I went so hard in the first 3 weeks talking about mindset and preparing your mind and preparing your spirit and knowing where you're supposed to be. So if you missed the last 4 episodes or the last 6 episodes that I dropped, please go ahead and go watch those. That way you can already be in the right, the right mindset. And once we get there, now we can start talking about the good stuff. All right, butterflies? So the next thing you want to do regarding let's plan, right? We're going to go ahead and prepare ourselves by reading, okay? There's so much information in books, and I just now am reading a book, and the book is titled Balance by Pastor Touré Roberts, okay? If you don't know who Pastor Touré Roberts is, I implore that you go ahead and search him up right now, and not right now. Wait till after the video, okay? Wait till after the video, then go search him up and listen to a few of his sermons. But the book Balance it's the best book ever. I started my year off reading it, and it gave me so much understanding about not only myself, but how to balance my life, not according to my will, but to God's will, and also paying attention to how all these moving parts that we have, how they can be set in place. So butterflies, I do want you guys to go ahead and go grab a copy of Balance. If you have Audible, I believe it's like if you already have it, you only pay like $1 or something like that on the app, and you're able to get it for free pretty much. It's pretty much free on Audible. But I believe it's only like $12.99 on Amazon right now. But it's a great book. I'll put the link in the description below to that book. It's a wonderful book, and butterflies, I implore that you go get it. I'll also put a description for other books that I feel like will help you not only for self, but also for the betterment of your mind, and to help you prepare to plan and become the best version of yourself that you can for this year, because we're not going to end this year the same. And like I said at the beginning of the year, that this is our Jordan year. We're going hard, okay? We're going hard, and we're walking away winners, and we're going to just win this whole year, okay? I'm super excited to see what God is about to do in our lives, okay? So I know I'm going super fast, butterflies, but I want to get as much in this small time as I possibly can. So the next thing I think you butterflies need to prepare for a successful 2023 is time to yourself. Make time for yourself. I know that sounds easier said than done, but you matter. You matter. You come first. You can't help anyone. You can't pour into anyone if you are struggling mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. So butterflies, I need you to do this for me. At least every Friday, do a self-check-in. Sit down and do a self-check-in with yourself and see what it is that you're doing and what it is that you need help with. Go ahead and take time to find out what am I missing? What is it that I need help with in this season? I'm going to put a link to a document below, and it's a self-check assessment. And the self-check assessment, you can print it out, and you're going to be able to go through that assessment every Friday night and review your week. You're going to check in on yourself about how you were feeling spiritually, physically, emotionally, and mentally. All of that, okay? And that way you're able to assess that alongside the Lord and say, God, what is it? And set goals for yourself for the next week and all that fun stuff. What is it that you want from me for the next week? What can I improve on? And you can also track patterns. This is the huge part, okay, butterflies? You can track your patterns, okay, about what you're doing, where you're going, and also the bad habits that you may have, and we can change those things. So I'm gonna put that in the description link below as well. And one last thing, butterflies, that you need to be successful, you already know what I'm gonna say: prayer. You cannot do this without prayer. I cannot stress this enough. Without a life of prayer, without a life of worship, you will not be able to succeed this year. God is here. He is still speaking, and he is still moving in the lives of his people. All he needs from you is to hear you. So prepare your hearts. Pray. Allow the Lord in your day, every day, all day. And I will be doing a prayer workshop coming up in March of this year, and we will be going hard, okay, butterflies? Learning how to pray, learning the word, learning about the word prayer, really going in. And I'll be having my pastor on at that time as well, okay? And it'll be a whole series about prayer in March because I want you guys to be equipped, okay? So butterflies, I'm gonna let you go. My time is up. So go ahead and like, comment, share, and subscribe to the episode if you haven't already. Go ahead and like, rate, and download the episode if you haven't already. And butterflies, listen, what do? Always fly high. See you guys next time.